Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Well, we had a beautiful inspiration to share, Kylie, with you. We thought that would be a beautiful way to start the bonus session today, since we had a bit of a boogie last time. But hey, our idea only partially worked. We got to see her, move her body and but we didn't hear the song. So maybe we'll do that at the end. I loved our session on Friday. Wasn't that just incredible? Please let me know. Show me that you're here. Show me if you've loved the sessions. Tell me if you're doing your homework. You have all been doing fantastic. I want to also welcome the incredible Rosie Bennett. She decided to join us on the weekend. So welcome, Rosie. Rosie decided to jump on board and join the Your Two Minds program. And she had her first session with us in my group session this morning, which was very, very, very powerful. I want to acknowledge every single one of you for staying with us. I promised you one thing. Well, I promised you a couple of things. I promised you if you stayed and did the homework and you gave 100%, you're going to be a different person by the end of that. And by what I hear from my success advisors, hey, Kelly, hey, Angie, lovely to see you here. Hey, Colette. From what I hear from my success advisors, you all have been absolutely incredible. You all have seen some changes inside you, opened up to some new information. So congratulations to you. I also want to say a big shout out and thank you to the incredible Dwayne Zander, who came with us as a volunteer on Saturday. He was interviewed by Tatiana. What an incredible interview. If you haven't watched that, watch it. He's one incredible man that's in the Your Two Minds community. And of course, yesterday, wow, the interview of the year with incredible Holly Hudspeth from Florida, USA. If you feel that you have obstacles in your life, if you think that you can't achieve the thing that you really want, well, you have to see Holly Hudspeth's interview. Joe interviewed Holly. Watch it. It's in the guide section. Our success advisors will be tagging you if they haven't tagged you already. I know they've done a lot of tagging when the interview was live, because we do not want you to miss this. Holly Hudspeth is a client of Your Two Minds. She has an acquired brain injury, and you would never ever think it. So even with that disadvantage that she has with her brain due to an accident, due to some trauma that she had, she is one of the most articulate people that I've met in my life. But not only that, when she does something, she puts in her 100%. And when I was coaching her, in 1 year, she managed to publish 2 books, create a coaching program, end up working with BrainTap Expert that works with Tony Robbins, and doing a partnership with her, enrolling and getting into her PhD for quantum physics. And the biggest obstacle that she thought was to meet her soulmate. All of those things that she thought would never happen happened within 12 months. And this is a woman that actually has had a brain injury due to some trauma. So you've got to watch this interview. You will be so inspired. Holly has such an incredible energy about her. She is truly an inspiration. So watch that interview, because if she can do it, what can you do? What can you do with the Your Two Minds coaching program? So this is a bonus session, and we're talking about dream boards. You don't have this information in your workbook. So what I would suggest is get some blank paper in front of you, whether it's a notepad or whatever. Some of you might want to just close your eyes and listen, okay? Before I go into that, actually, I want to acknowledge the incredible work of my team and the incredible work of Joe Wolf. Hopefully you're going to meet Joe towards the end of this session. Excuse me, that's my plan, okay, if I don't talk too much. That's my plan, to get her on here with you. She's been doing a lot of the back end of things. You've probably met her. And this weekend, she is a single parent of 2 beautiful children. She has the past 7 days, she has been getting up at 4:30 every morning to make sure that you have the best service possible. And that includes on her Sunday yesterday, she got me up at 4:30 so that we could be on a call to help you guys. So a big acknowledgement to the incredible Jo for everything that she does. That clip with Kylie that you saw, that just happened a few minutes ago due to my intuition, and she put it all together. So we weren't able to get the sound for you, but you see how focused and how she gets things happening. So big shout out to Jo. Okay, so let's talk about dream boards. So if I was to say to you, do dream boards work? Do dream boards really work? Now, if I was to eyeball each of you that are watching this, whether you're watching this live or whether watching the recording, if I was to eyeball you and ask you, Colette, do dream boards work? Kylie, do dream boards work? Jenny, do dream boards work? I would confidently guess that 50% of you would say, yeah, absolutely they work. And 50% of you would say, nah, they don't work. So which one of you is right? Is the 50% that say, yes, they work, or 50% that say that they don't work? Who do you think is right? You probably think you're right? Whether it's yes or no. So, well, I'm here to say to you, well, both of you are right. Okay, both of you are right. How many of you, so those that think they don't work, you're right. Those that think that dream boards work are right too. Okay. How many of you have had a dream board that you didn't get the results? Or let me ask you a question. If you are doing dream boards, if you have a dream board, why aren't you living your dream life now? Let me challenge you. So if you said yes and you've got a dream board, okay, why don't you have your dream board now? You see, I am one that doesn't believe you have to have a dream board, but I also see the power in them. I was also one, I don't have a dream board currently. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have one. You must follow your intuition because they can be a very powerful tool. So about 15 years ago, I had a dream board, beautiful dream board. I went out and I purchased a beautiful canvas, white canvas. I painted the background. I made it a work of art. I started to collect magazine cutouts. I started to create things on there. So I created the cover of my book, which was going to be called and will be called. I haven't finished that book yet, Nadezhda. So I had the cover of that book there. So Nadezhda was my grandmother's name. Just an incredible leader. I had my soulmate on there. I had the home that I wanted to live in. I had this watch, but a white version of this watch on there. I didn't even realize until I purchased this watch. I completely forgot about it. But I purchased this watch just less than a year ago. But it was 15 years ago that I had it on my dream board. Okay, so I didn't even realize until I got it home and I was looking at it, and then I thought, oh my God, I had this on my dream board years ago, a white version of it. I had a business, an international business, where I was doing the work that I'm doing with you now. What else? I wrote down how much money I would be earning. So I just created this beautiful thing. And I had it there for years and years and years. And it was the opposite end of my bed head, right? So every morning when I'd wake up, I would see my dream board, looking back at me from my bed, right? So it's positioned in the opposite side. So that would be the first thing that I would see, okay, in the morning. So it was there for years and years and years. And then I took it down years after and I kept it. And then finally I just thought, oh, whatever, I'll just throw it out. So I threw my dream board out. But I clearly remember what I had on there. And I would say, so just thinking back at that. So, in there I had international author, all sorts of things. Like I said, my watch, my house, etc. So I would say that probably 80% of the things that I had on my dream board, I'm living now. Okay. But now this is the big but that 80% started to open up probably 10 years after I had my dream board. Okay, 10 years, right? So, do dream boards work? Do they work? Well, in my situation, it did. But do you design your dream board so you can have it in 10 years' time? Or do you create your dream board so you can have it in the next 2 years, next 3 years max? Why do you have a dream board? What is it that you want to get out of it? Because for me, my intention was not to have everything on that dream board in 10, 15 years. And who wants to wait 10 or 15 years to have their dreams realized? Okay, I want to be feeling them now. I want it to be working now. Wouldn't you agree? Who agrees with me that, the purpose of a dream board is to experience your dream as soon as possible? Who here wants to wait 10 years for a dream to be realized? And you see, in my experience, what I started to realize is that once I started to manifest or started to enjoy what I had on my dream board on the physical, so once my soulmate arrived, once I, started my business, once it started to align, it just all came together very quickly, very quickly. Okay. I didn't even realize that, some of the things that I have in my life today were actually things that I was looking at on my dream board daily for years ago. But again, I didn't do that dream board to experience it in 10, 15 years' time. I created that dream board to experience it within the 12 months that I had it. So, what is it for you? Do you want to wait, or would you want to manifest very quickly? Because when it starts to manifest quickly. And what I've learned, and the reason why I don't have a dream board now, it's not the wrong thing, okay? They work if you understand how they work, if you understand what I missed back then and why it was delayed. So the reason why I don't have a dream board now is because I know that the power is within me. It's not in the dream board. So all those years ago, 15 years ago, I thought it was the dream board, right? I have to watch my dream board, okay? That's what in my session this morning, there was a question that was asked, well, can I heal myself with this body? Can I heal myself with the information that you're giving, and I said, yes, there's meditations and out there that can help, but it's not the meditation that changes your body. It's not the meditation that heals your body. It is you. It's the power within you. You must make the decision. You must align yourself with the health. You must become the person that is healthy now. Okay, the power is not out there. The power is not in your dream board. The power is not in a meditation. The power is within you. And when I started to realize that, I have my dream board inside me now. When I started, and it doesn't mean that I'll never have a dream board. I do it in some different ways that I'm going to show you in a moment. But if I choose to have a dream board, it is because it's coming from the inside. It is just to remind me to stay aligned with who I am and what I want. And when I was aligned with the love that I was, when I was aligned with the business, international business that I wanted, when I was aligned with the money that I wanted to receive, with the watch that I wanted to wear, it came to me. It started to just come to me. Easy. Okay? But the power was in me all of the time. So dream boards work and dream boards don't work. And the reason why it's both is because the power is within you. What are you doing inside yourself? How are you aligning yourself? How are you tapping into your own potential, your own genius to start to bring the dream board to you? So I'm going to go through just a very simple formula. You might need to watch this and re-watch this, okay, because I'm going to go through it quite quickly today. You might want to just jot down a few notes, and then I want to bring the incredible Jo on with me today. If you choose to make a dream board, create a dream board that works with you, okay? Now, this is not something that I read in a book. This is not something that's out there. This is something coming to you and the whole of your opulent self, okay? I am coaching you or teaching you or training you based on what I have learned, okay? So it works if you work it, okay? So what I would do is, so this is my personal formula. I'm not sure if other people teach it this way. This is what works for me, okay? It's not been taught by anyone else. This is why my dream board didn't work and why it works now, or why, the things that I've put in place works now. I don't have a dream board as such. So the power is always within you. So the first step is to get into a relaxed enough state where you can let go of your ideas of what is possible for you. Okay, so when I say that, your ideas of what is possible for you, you might have some ideas that you can't move past a certain level, that, the big house or the beautiful house or the $1 million or that beautiful relationship is not going to happen for you. Because you're not smart enough, because you're not from that background, because whatever it is. Okay, so you must let go of those ideas. You must let go of your paradigms. Okay, remember what paradigms are. Lesson 2, go back and watch session 2 of Your Opulent Self. One way that really works for me to move beyond when I'm preparing for my next dream, for the next thing that I want, okay, is to connect deeply, obviously. That's an obvious, right, with myself, and move past the messages that have been passed down and that I've been carrying. So the way that it works for me, I always have a candle and meditation music going. I listen to a lot of Barry Goldstein. He might resonate, he might not resonate. Do what works for you, okay? What that does for me is I let go of the ideas, of the paradigms that I've been carrying, of, what is possible and what is not possible, okay? And I just completely let go and I connect with my heart. One thing that I have done before, and that has worked incredibly for me, and I realized that it worked incredibly for me. I did a 2-day dream board session a few months ago. It was earlier this year, I believe, where I really went deeply and I trained and taught people, the steps. I went a bit deeper than what we can go today due to the time. And I didn't even realize that I did this until I opened up a sketchbook that I have. I've got 2 sketchbooks that I have just under my couch there. And I just wanted to flick through some of the things that I had in there so I could teach, so I could train, so I could show you what I did. And I did not even realize I drew something, and it's called a mind map. I drew a mind map. I didn't even realize I did this 2 years ago, 2017. I'm just trying to see if I've got, oh, here it is. Excuse me for a second. Okay, so this book, this sketchbook here. So I drew a map 2017 when I had left my full-time senior management role. I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you what I've got in there because I'm very, very private when it comes to, you know, my dream, what I want. So I'm not going to show you everything. But just by chance, I opened up and it was the 7th of June, 2017. That was a horrible time for me, okay? And I did a mind map of where I am currently. So if you don't believe me, we've got 17th of June here, where I am currently. Okay, so you can see confused, headaches, STUK, depressed, afraid, stressed, relationship not great, okay? Not a great place to live. Then on the next page, it's not as colourful, I don't know why, where I want to be back in 2017. And every single thing on this page, apart from one thing in here, has manifested in a very short time. So the first step is to really connect with your soul. Okay, sometimes we think we want this and we want that and we want the $1 million and we want to win Tats Lotto and whatever. Okay, but there's something deeper inside us. So you must be aligned with your own good. You must be aligned with your own heart. So the way I do that is candle, meditation, texters. I've got my texters, my color texters here. The way I do it now, so always write your current situation if it's not good, okay? And then replace it with what you want. But how I would do it is rather than where I want to be, as I did in 2017, what I've evolved in is I ask myself now, what would I love? What would I love? And with your colored pencils or crayons, I love crayons, just allow your heart to write, okay? Write and write and write and write, okay? Because that way you are aligned with your purpose, your want, and your love, right? And then what I would suggest is I would start to feel this thing that I want, feel like you've already had it, that you're already living with it. Now, the mistake that people want, and I think I was doing that 15 years ago when I had my dream board, okay? I separated the dream board from me. So I thought, oh my God, I've got to get this, one day I'll have this. If you're thinking one day, you will always be thinking one day. The way I started to manifest very quickly was I became it. I aligned it with my inner self. I started with my place of love, okay? So I would start to align myself with the energy of having these things already. And the mistake that a lot of people make is they think that, when I achieve, having an international business, I'm going to be ecstatic. I'm going to party. I'm going to be so happy. Yes, you might feel that way. You do have to celebrate. I don't think we celebrate enough. You might be, buying yourself, some expensive champagne and having a party, whatever it is, you might do that. But that's only for one day, right? Or 1 week. Okay. So the secret is, how would you feel if it started to become normal? Okay. So one of the feelings that you would feel is probably relief. So how would you feel if you let go of the burden of your debt? It would probably be relief, right? How would you feel if you're living this way from day to day? So for me, I'm completely on my purpose. When I finished my coaching call this morning, I felt love, I felt joy, and it felt right. It felt like, right, I'm doing my gift and I'm getting better and better and better with what Susanna was created to do. That's it. I wasn't jumping up and down. I wasn't having a party. I was on a high vibration, but it was a vibration of alignment. I'm meant to be here. I did a great job serving my clients. I'm going to do even better next time. Because for me, I want to keep getting better and better and better. So when you've aligned yourself with that energy, that feeling, that emotion of living what, how you want every day, I would suggest starting to then get the visual part of it. So yes, that's when you can get the magazines. That's when you can download, pictures of your home. That's when you can draw your home or draw your book like I did, the cover of my book. Okay, that's when you can put pictures of the watch. I had a photo, I took it out of Vogue, of this watch, but a white band, okay? And what I do is I have folders. I actually have different colored folders for different areas of my life. Okay, so spiritual, relationship, business, finances, health, all in different colors. Now, you've all got the first chapter of my book. If you want to divide it, so just have those paper folders. You can divide it in the sections if it feels right for you that I have in there. Okay, otherwise just do what feels right for you. And I connect to my intuition. Okay, so if my intuition says rip out a page that feels like it's got nothing to do with my dream, I rip out a page. I'm just going to show you an example. Just excuse me. So this is an old dusty one. You can see the dust on there, okay? And I've just taken, you can see that I use a lot of texture, a lot of color. I love my life. I'm the master of my destiny. Okay, but you can see every page, oops, I've just ripped something, has got magazine cutouts and pages that I've ripped out. Okay, so they're not necessarily orderly. I've just put them in there, but then I put them in folders. Okay, so then you've got, other cutouts that there's another watch here, right, that I haven't done anything with. But I've got a whole sketchbook, a whole dream book covered with, things that I would love. Okay, so that I haven't visited this one for a while. You can see the dust in there. So that aligns with me more to the vibration. So it's not necessarily that everything in these images are going to be mine. They're not destined for me. But a lot of them are. But what it does is it aligns me to the energy of the life that I want. And even doing this exercise from time to time, colored pencils, crayons, just connecting, writing, brain mapping, sticking pictures in there, and then organizing them. Okay. And then from there, you can put them onto your dream board. Now, I personally would not do a dream board just with magazine cuttings. Okay, this is a creation. You are the highest form of creation. I want you to say that. You are the highest form of creation. You have the highest form of intelligence flowing to and through you. If anyone has ever said that you've got a low IQ or that you're not intelligent, that is absolutely false. You are genius. You have genius locked up inside you. And it's when we start to compare and start to think, I didn't pass that test, right? We are continuing to carry those limits inside us and we're not tapping into the inner genius. I spoke about Helen Keller on my group coaching call this morning. And in your decisions article, in your workbook, you have there, Helen Keller, when she was asked, okay, that is there anything, do you think that there is anything worse than being blind? And Helen Keller, so if you don't know who Helen Keller is, please research her. She is, one extraordinary woman that has changed the way that we live our life today. And she was born deaf, blind, and she wasn't able to speak. So what I was sharing with my clients is that she could have easily stayed there where her limits, her physical limits were. And she could have just agreed that, yep, she can't see, she can't hear, she can't speak. So therefore, she would live the rest of her life with those limits. What limits are you living your life with? You see, Helen Keller chose to rise. She chose to go beyond her limits to her truth, to the inner part of her that is genius. And from that genius, she created the impossible, or what we thought was, or what society thought was impossible for her then, back in that day. So are you focused on the labels that you've put on yourself, or are you rising to your vision of what's possible for you and aligning yourself with that vision? So once you have this, you can start to create a masterpiece on your dream board and connect with your heart space. I'm not an artist. I did year 12 art. I did pretty well, but I wouldn't call myself someone that knows how to draw. But I've created my own images, my own, way of doing things. Oh, look, I've got my new reality here. Like this is my type of artwork, okay, connecting with my soul. And start to create a masterpiece, not just images stuck on there, because you're separating yourself from your dream board by doing that. That's what I did. Okay, I just had images. I emotionally connected to them. I must have emotionally connected to them to have manifested them. Okay, but it was when I was completely aligned with them that they started coming. Right? Okay, so completely align yourself, create a masterpiece. And then when you put it up on your wall, okay, put it up in a place where you can see it. But don't just see it, align yourself. See yourself with it now. So if it's in your bedroom, if it's in front of your, bed head, the first thing you see when you wake up in the morning is your dream board. Wake up and feel like that person that is living the dream now. Okay, living the dream now. Will you walk out of your bedroom being her, being him, being the millionaire, being the person that is in the loving relationship, being the person that's already wearing the watch, being the person with the international business? Okay. What I would suggest, so for me personally, I am a person that doesn't share my dream and goal, or rarely. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll share it with my clients if I feel inspired to. Sometimes I share it with my partner, but I generally don't share, and that's why I don't share what I've got in here. I'm sharing it with you just to help you, but I'm not going to put it up there for you to see. Now, whether you choose to or not, that is your personal thing. I'm just a person that chooses at this stage of my life to keep it private as I can. But if you choose to share this with someone, choose someone that's either has been in this Your Opulent Self community, and boy, oh boy, have we had a great community of people. Wouldn't you agree with me? Great community of people that had not only been supporting each other, but, really, really, really opening up to their potential. Or choose somebody that you are completely aligned with. So in my book, Your Two Minds, there is a chapter on there of and you might want to purchase the book if you feel like it. If you don't, that's okay too. But there's a chapter in there of, two minds working together. And it was based on an experience where I had with a beautiful man in Sydney that I hadn't known. And we just built this beautiful, beautiful friendship, holding each other with our wildest dreams, holding each other, holding the energy up for each other. I completely and utterly saw him having achieved his dream, and he completely and utterly saw me achieving my dream. And as a result, I'm here with you all, and he has achieved his dream. So If you can also choose to do this work with a friend, but make sure that friend or person is completely aligned with your good and completely aligned with you having your dream. And what happens is when you have a dip, okay, that person will be holding the energy up for you, right? So it won't matter when you have a dip. Okay, it'll be powerful, right? When two energies come together, there's multiple energy. Having said that, though, doesn't mean you cannot do it on your own. Okay, so a few steps. Okay, so do dream boards work? They can work. They can be very powerful. Can they work quickly? Absolutely. How? If you completely align yourself with your heart and your good, and if you move into the space of being that person already. What would I suggest from my experience? Start with a mind map. Where am I now? What do I love? 2 mind maps. Make it colorful. Okay, let go, relax. This is your own creation. Align yourself with what you would love. How do I do that? Again, meditation, candle, get out of my head, get out of the labels, get out of anything that I have ever known of what is possible for me. Okay, and align. Get magazines, books, whatever, rip them out subconsciously, put them in another sketchbook, divide them in areas of your life if you want to, and then start to create your dream board. The most important part is that it comes from inside you, okay? If you're looking at your dream board like it's out there, like it's going to happen one day, then it probably won't happen, or you will probably wait 15 years like I did when I had the exact same potential 15 years ago to have all of those things already. Okay, the alignment, what you do today, okay, and who you work with, who are you getting advice from, where are your paradigms stopping you, okay, jump on board with our community because that's what's going to help you get your quantum leap. So I hope that these little steps help you. I would like to invite the incredible Jo Wolf. I want to show her off to you all. I want to, I know she has a message because she has met, all of you. So she has a message for you all. I want to acknowledge the work she does. But before I do, I just want to remind you, tomorrow, if you show up tomorrow, okay, we are going to have, you can come backstage with me like we did on Friday. Wasn't that fantastic? We had a party. That was just spontaneous. And the beautiful Katya decided to come backstage. So you'll all have the opportunity to come backstage and we're going to co-create. We're going to create together. I'm not going to plan that session. Okay, I'm going to have you with me. If you have any questions, if you want to, we're going to create a session together. We did this last time. It was so powerful, the whole community coming together. And then on Wednesday, we have a special gift for you too before we finish up. Okay, so I'm going to invite Jo on. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, please welcome the incredible, amazing Jo Wolf. Jo,
Hello.
hey, what's going on? You're still in your robe.
I just thought I would stay in my most opulent robe today because I am so comfortable. I even did school drop-off in my robe this morning, much to my children's horror.
Show us your robe. I want to see your robe.
See, and it's even got a personalized W.
Oh, I love it. JW. I love it. I love it. So Jo is not just in her robe for any reason. That was a gift from your 2 minds. Jo and Tatiana won the robe last, your opulent self. And on Wednesday, you are going to hear the incredible story from the owner of Opulent Gift Co. herself, Paula Morbrack. So watch this space to hear a story of, how quickly your life can transform. Very, very, very important session on Wednesday. Paula took this information. She joined my 1-year coaching program and her life completely turned around from not having a job, from being senior management, highest in her field. As a result of COVID, she lost her job. She lost almost everything, had to move back home to Adelaide. She submitted 200 applications for a job and not even a reply by email. And she totally transformed her life when she joined the Your Two Minds coaching program. So Jo is wearing her beautiful Opulent robe in honor of Paula. Make sure you join us on Wednesday so you can all meet Paula. But I wanted Jo on board. First of all, Jo, I want to acknowledge you and congratulate you for everything that you do to support our community. This woman here, guys, has 2 children. She's a sole parent. Okay. And she is absolutely tireless in making things happen for you. Okay. So you see me at the front, but at the back of everything I do is this woman here. And she has been so dedicated to all of you. She's been meeting all of you, helping with the homework, to the point that she woke me up at 4:30. She didn't wake me up. She said, right, we've got to be on this call. We have to help this person. I need you here at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, on a Sunday, that's very hard to do. So this is how dedicated Jo is in helping you. So, Jo, I just wanted to show you off. I wanted everybody to meet you. I wanted to acknowledge your work. And I know because you've been interacting with everybody on a one-on-one, I want to hear what your message is and what your takeaways were from your opulent self.
Oh, thank you so much, Susanna. I love your opulent self. I get such, let me just mute that. I get such a buzz from every Your Opulent Self because not only the content that you provide, and I always learn every time we go through it, I always learn, take on more and more. You go deeper and deeper every time, Susanna, and it just each time is just more and more incredible. You're just next level. But I also get to connect with incredible people around the entire globe. And this Your Opulent Self has been amazing. I have spoken to so many people from beautiful, beautiful women in South Africa, Canada, USA, and of course, Australia. I've enjoyed every second of connecting with everyone and getting to know them. And I know I've said it to everyone I've spoken to as well, but it is such an honor that they share part of themselves with me, a complete stranger in a completely different pocket of the world, yet they open up and share a bit of themselves, and I am honored that they do that, and I hold that really close to my heart. So it's been a pleasure. This Your Opulent Self, I'm blown away by the dedication that people have shown to the work and the homework. We've got I just have to have a special shout out to beautiful Bonisa in South Africa. Her homework is, oh my goodness, this isn't just a little paragraph that she's doing. She's emailing through pages of her writing from the questions. It's just incredible. So, Bonisa, you are going places, honey. You're amazing, amazing.
And I met Bonisa and Mapule. Mapule's on the call right now, and Lesotho last week. Oh my God, they're incredible. And they are joining, even in South Africa, where money is limited. These women have found a way to join my program. So, to the 3 of them, boy, oh boy, where are you going to be in a year's time? It's so, so, so exciting. Absolutely exciting. So, yeah.
Really, yeah. And to hear people's, and, I think we say it often, it's amazing what can happen in 7 days. And I think there's a general sort of idea of what could happen in 7 days. People don't believe that anything could change for them. But within a few sessions, people I'm speaking to, they've already had their minds opening up differently. They have different level of awareness. They're looking at things differently. So it is so powerful for those that come along, they show up, they're open to receive, even if you've heard some of the information before, even if it's familiar, just take it on board and open up to really receiving it. And it's incredible, the transformations and the feedback we're getting just after, a few days. So congratulations, everyone, for showing up for yourselves.
Congratulations. So, Jo, you've been in touch with most of our members. Colette and Tatiana have also, helped some of our members. But I think you've been in touch with probably, at least every single one of them to see how they're going, if we can help them, if there's anything we can do. So, from the common messages that you've experienced, and I thank you with all of my heart for doing that, but from the common messages that you have experienced in the past week with our incredible community, we've had people from Canada, from the US, from Finland. Matthias from Finland joined us, from South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, all over the world, China, join us. So from your experience in the past week, maybe there might be some common themes that have come up, there might not be, but your experience with working with everybody, what would your message be to them? What is the hope that you would love for them? As we're winding down, we've got 2 more bonus sessions. What would you love for them to go away with knowing?
There's so much to take away from this, but I think the main message is just really believe in yourself and your abilities. And it just helped just to get that perspective right, that this is your precious life to live. This is your absolute beautiful, precious life to live. And we only really get one shot in this school of life. So why wouldn't we want to make it the best? And investing in ourselves, time, money, to grow ourselves and keep moving forward, I think is the most precious, invaluable gift that we can gift ourselves. So everyone I've spoken to has beautiful dreams and goals, things that they want to achieve in their life. And we all do it. We've all got caught up in the day-to-day life, but just to really take a moment to step back, really get in touch with yourself, your dreams, and get that bigger perspective of what this life looks like for you and what you can actually achieve. And anything you want to achieve is yours for the taking. It is there. As Susanna says to us, it's there for a reason. Your dreams and desires are there for a reason because they're already yours. They're there. You just need to align yourself with that. And don't let anyone stand in your way of achieving that. Don't let anyone stand in your way of achieving that and living your absolute best life. We have lots of friends and family and partners and people around us who we love and we really care about. But don't let them, with the best love in the world, don't let anyone hold you back from that. So I think, and this Susanna also teaches, imagine if you find yourself in a situation where you don't feel like you can move forward easily because of people around you, imagine it differently. Imagine that situation differently, because we've seen it time and time again with people who rewrite that story, and really imagine how you would like that situation to be. And it's changed. We had an incredible lady last Your Opulent Self, didn't we, Susanna, who was having a difficult time with her child who wasn't sleeping, and 12 months old. And then Susanna helped her within a week. Her child was sleeping through the night and their household was much more peaceful and harmonious. So I just think it's just understand the power within you to change any circumstance around you. That was a very long-winded answer. Sorry, Susanna. I
loved your answer. It showed how much you care, and it showed how much your passion came through, and I wanted, because people have met you or may not have met you, I wanted for you to, because you've felt one-on-one. And I know one thing for sure about Joe and my success advisors, when they get in front of you, they care about you. It's only you. So I wanted you to, because you've had the collective experience of everybody, I wanted you to share what you thought could help people. And I want everyone to know, Joe mentioned that, this one lady that we had, beautiful lady, and her child, she was beside herself with her child sleeping, and, child started to sleep. It's nothing that I do. The information is transformed through me. It's from study, it's from psychology study, from 20 years, 30 years. How old am I? 30 years of, senior management in the helping professions. It's, it's also it's my gift, but it's not me that is doing it. It is you. The power is within you. So I'd just love to add to that. So we've got to wind up. It's almost an hour, but just one last thing. I cannot help but mention this. As Joe, you were speaking, I went back to just over a year ago when I first met you, and I had my one-on-one session with you. This is before Joe started to work with me. And I get chills when I think about Jo, because she is one person that takes on board everything that I coach and applies it to her life. And I remember speaking to Jo, and immediately, as all of you would have experienced, I just immediately fell in love with this woman, because she's just, you can see her soul. But it wasn't a good time. You know, there was a lot of stuff happening and it wasn't good. And I remember Jo saying, you know, I said, Jo, and I could feel it in her. I could feel it before she said it. She said, I said, Jo, what do you really want? She said, I really want to help people. I really want to help women. And I knew she was going to say that, because I could just feel her energy. I see things in people before they know that I've seen it. And Jo, you know, a year after that, just in the past week, you have helped so many women, and not just women, men. So congratulations in manifesting your dream, in changing your life. And I just want to thank you for your commitment, for your dedication, for waking up at 4:30 every morning, even though you have a family of your own that need you to help our community. I also want to share with everybody that it is this incredible woman's birthday on Friday. So if you get a chance, just please wish her a happy birthday. And I, with all of my heart, I wish you so many blessings for your birthday. So if you want to just stand up, Jo, just very quickly to show off your robe again.
Oh, okay. Ready?
I haven't seen it yet. Really? Beautiful. There we go. There's Jo's up. There we go. Jo's opulent robe. How does it feel?
It's absolutely gorgeous. It's so beautiful. My children want one now as well. So now I'm going to have to get my children one.
We have to make that happen for them. Everybody, thank you so much. We have absolutely loved being on this journey with you. Tomorrow, if there's enough of us on live, only if there's enough of us on live, I will call you backstage so we can co-create. It's amazing what happens when we co-create. I want to thank you for saying yes to you. And this is the last opportunity for you to jump on board this week before my prices change to US dollars. So they're going to be a lot more expensive, and to get the whole package that you get from my 1-year coaching program. So we're jumping on board live tomorrow, and then Wednesday live with the incredible Opulent Gift Co. owner, Paula Malbrook. Thank you so much. If there's anything we can do for you, please reach out. We are here for you, and continue to create your incredible opulent life. Thank you. Bye-bye.